summarize that which you weren't a part of. Man. Alright. First thing, chart settings. You got a chart up, right click it. Go to chart manager. This is what I've saved already in doing those videos. But what you can do is you can come in here and add much faster than if you were going to try to go to the studies, drop down menu, add something. That won't let you adjust the color. That won't let you adjust, say, the line thickness in different details. So here I have VWAP, RSI, and 3 SMAs. And so I saved it as such. And you'll always hit new. For some reason, maybe it's because it's not market hours, maybe because their server is just on vacation, I don't know. But it wasn't letting me save as. So I would hit new, type in what I wanted to call it, and then hit OK. So we can do that again for the intraday chart, or for the daily chart. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to first chart settings, because what I noticed here, I want to go ahead and put an SMA on this too. And you know, there's many options of which you can use. I really don't go too much more in depth than VWAP, SMAs, and RSI. That's the gist of what I will mess with. And sometimes you don't need any of them. Once you see the pattern over and over and over again with your lines, then you start to take the lines away, and you're back to where you started. It's to help you decide which plays are best until it's just natural for you. So without going any further into that, I'm going to add this SMA. I'm going to add it 3 times. Bam, bam, bam. I like the SMA trio. So I go to this first one. I want it to be red. Pow. And see it? Okay. A little darker. Not that dark. Alright. And I want that to be how many days? Last case scenario. 3 months. We'll call this 90. So that's 90 candles, and in this chart, that's days. Next one, let's just make it 2 months. 60 days. Color. Reds are up here, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So you gotta guess, okay, orange, red, orange. Let's go about right here. And you can get there without knowing that, but it's just how I do it. As an electrician, former military, Roy G. Biv is something we used a lot. Alright, and 30 days, 1 month. Now, I also like having I just can't get away from having a 2 weeks. So I'm gonna put a 14 for this one. I'll probably adjust the others to coincide. So with this, I'll make it kind of a green. Whoa, that's a trip. Okay. And I want this to be the thinnest one. And I think I'm good in this too. SMAs. Average volume line. Does it have to be pink though? And I'm going to go here, there, greenish blue. But before I go back to the chart, I want to say new, and I'm going to make this the 3 SMA / D for daily chart. New 3 SMA. And just I don't like that. The daily. Alright, I liked that. So I hit OK. And here it is. That green needs to be adjusted. But what that allowed us to do too is if I ever want to do that and move it somewhere else, I can. So instead of coming in here, doing all this, and having it disappear each and every single time I want to change something, I've got that setting forever. So I can come over here to the charts tab I have. Here's my intraday. I can right click, or here's my daily. I keep calling it intraday. And I can go daily, 3 SMAs, hit OK. I've been up way too long. Daily, 3 SMAs, open, stop sign, OK. And boom. So now wherever you want that chart to be, you can do it. And this one, I've already got some saved. Like I said, you can tailor this to what it is, what play it is you're making. I noticed I got a stock here, and I know we could do a morning runner with it. So boom, 3 SMAs is what I use for a morning runner. But I want to do a dip buy, so let's go to earnings dip buy. And what that did is it put the 3 SMAs in, and if I would have done it correctly again, so you guys are learning firsthand what not to do. Earnings dip buy, open, get that stop sign, hit OK, hit OK, and now the RSI is included. So, and this is an example, okay? Everybody goes after these plays differently. My point is, once you know what you want to have with you every time you do this specific play, you can then do that by choosing the appropriate chart. You don't have to keep changing your chart every time you have something different going on. This helps you keep it simple. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to spend too much time, and I think sometimes that's what people are afraid of. They're afraid of spending too much time every time they want to add an indicator. So they're like, I'm not going to mess with those indicators. There's just too much going on. Well, let's look at this for a second. And this is not an earnings play, RCI, as far as I know. And it's way too high priced. I'm sure some of you are noticing that already. Stock movement, however, stock behavior, and the people trading it is often for some of the same reasons regardless of price. Now, the overall effect and what happens is often different. That's just due to the fact that there is so many traders in it. Now you're trying to find a collective direction that all these people want to take. So anyway, this fanning out of the SMAs is something I look for. One good example is like what Tim traded recently. And okay, here you have the fanning out of the SMAs. You have this trend, and I'm going to use this 15 SMA as either my get out line or hey, be ready to get out line, especially on a runner. If you have a runner and you know it's already coming back to a certain point, and here it looks like it got halted, then came down. I mean, by that time, this is my OSH line. This is my I'm likely out already line. And this is the first sign to get out line. The trend has changed. It's no longer a 15-minute trend, if you will. So that is one way to do it. Another is, hey, my RSI is overbought here. You know, if I was able to get in prior to the breakout here, so right at this line, I'm already technically overbought. And so one of the things to do then is, I mean, this is penny stocks. You can go well beyond that. And if you're doing a morning runner play, you better be expecting to go beyond that. Well, I shouldn't say expecting, but I think you know what I mean. The possibilities here are endless. This got halted and went up. Halted, and I'm assuming this is a halt. I wasn't there for it that day. But the direction after the halt is telling you a whole lot. And you have this parabolic move, and it's not getting halted again. And so you've got this return. It hit this SMA. You have the opportunity with this SMA to cut losses quickly. Now you say, well, I had the opportunity to do that anyway. Yeah, with a keen eye and focus and experience, but say you don't have one of those three and you're not sure what to do in this situation, and you're always wondering, it can go higher, it can do this, it can do that. You possibly got a late entry, which I don't recommend, especially when it's already up here at the 90 on the RSI. These lines provide you the ability to get out quickly. They're a training tool is how I see them anyway. especially for morning runners and things of that nature. And then when they are so spread out here and you have more distance, you got to remember that too. So now it has to go all the way back down here for it to really reach my oh shit line. Excuse me. So just different things to think about. Would this work for you is really the only question. And if you think the answer might be yes, then give it a shot and it ain't going to do you any harm. You keep the lines thin. You can still, price action is still the only thing that truly matters in the end. But these are based off of averages from the closes of that price action that we're referring to. All right, with all that being said, I got to keep it moving so this doesn't take forever to upload. So we have how to make charts. You can change the colors too a little bit. Like I said before, don't do it too much because you'll start glitching up here and it'll start like going over this information and you won't see any of it, and Etrade just acts weird like that. You also have ways to short with these SMAs, by the way. When it breaks all through those lines after they've been so fanned out, it's worth taking a look at. You have to then judge how much downside potential is there, preferably in that day. I don't generally think about holding overnight unless I have to. It is a good way to save a day trade, more often in a short position than a long one. Okay, what else? The scanner, I wanted to show a little bit of that. I set this up, but it wasn't letting me save it every time I tried to move something. So one thing we can do is you can always edit scan that's already there and make it your own. You don't have to start from scratch. You can come in here, go into alerts. This is if I change this, for some reason the OK disappears and doesn't let me do it. But I like to add the percent up for the day, 4%, and I go with that the most. No matter what price the stock is, that's something you can do throughout the whole spectrum. You can go into filters, and this is just a quick version, mind you. Change your price range. This is for low price stocks, obviously. And you want a spread of maximum of 3. You don't want too much of a spread on something so cheap to begin with. You want your volume to be higher than normal. That can be tweaked too. And what you do is you'll do what we just did. I'm going to go ahead and add OTC. I'm going to hit OK. And it's like so. Oh man. I might as well just wait till pre-market at this point. It's already 5 in the morning. Let's see if it saved it at least. Okay, it did. And I haven't changed anything, that's why it's not going to do anything there. I want to call this El Cheapo. I feel like I'm going fast, but time's just like faster than I am right now. Oh, as soon as I try to change the name, it won't let me do that. What if I come over here? Nope. See, it's just, Etrade does this sometimes when it's not market hours. You can't always verify information and stuff. Alright, so I showed you a little bit how to change that there. You would hit OK, you would save it, the name would change, and your details and your stocks that you have would change. And then what I mean by tweaking is then you'd go in and try to filter out the trash. Okay, why did this come up? It's not something I want. Oh, well, if I change this setting, that would no longer come up. And so you're working with all that information, making it better as you go. What else can I do for you in a small amount of time? Also on this RCI, let's say, when all these, again, still have to be linked. This one doesn't really, but all these should come up. And then if I wanted to go to RCI here, change those charts. Our settings stay the same, our SMAs are still there. I could quickly right click. I say quickly, it's not always easy because you got to get to that arrow just right, then get to this arrow just right, then get to the same watch list you have in your up in the left hand corner, which is number 32, and it sends it to your watch list, and now it's part of your watch list. Then of course you click on that and they come up here if you didn't already click on it here to do so. Or sometimes it's just faster. Okay, FNF, I come over here, type in FNF, hit enter, and I'm done. I wish they would make this a lot easier, like a quick link, just send a chart or send a watch list and you already have it pre-saved or something to that effect. But it doesn't populate your watch list unless you make it populated. All right. colors. Like I said, going into this chart settings is just a blessing because I was doing things the hard way before. Now you can go in here, you can change the chart color if you wanted to. Like I said, be careful in doing so. I would change one at a time and work your way that way because it will start glitching. You can add just about anything, and then you can save it and have it basically on any screen that you want. On my primary screen, let's say I saw one of these in my default watch list, and I was like, this looks like it's gonna be a morning runner. They do have news. So I would right click this chart and I would go to morning runner if I already had that setting set up. Or if I was okay with what I have already, you know, or I just want to look at price action, you could save a chart that is just price action, something like that. And, you know, run with that. Not everybody uses RSI. I love it just because of my Forex background, and it's very beneficial. And if you're trading a morning runner, it's all about momentum. You want to know when to get in, when to get out. These indicators are going to help you make that decision. That's what it's really all about. You can take them off at any time, but be willing to find something that works for you and your personality, which for me is just crazy. So obviously my scanner was saying, hey, look at dries, look at dries, look at dries. On its way up and apparently on its way down. This one doesn't do it. You can have scanners for going long, scanners for going short. Testing VWAP, I think there's even something for that. Or the further percentage it is above or below VWAP, there's a scanner for that. There's an app for that. All right, I'm done. Someone did ask, you know, what do I look for as I'm trading? That's kind of a long answer, and I hope to answer it in time. I'll give you a short answer now. Let's say it was pre-market. I'm looking for pre-market runners. You can build a scanner for that. So what's up pre-market? Or you can go to your favorite website, whatever that may be, to find your list of gainers. I used to like Yahoo Finance, but we all know how that is really just gone to in a handbasket, and it sucks. So I personally found another one, investing.com. They have a pre-market one too, which is cool, where Yahoo would just sit there for 30 minutes, not give you any information. It would send you back to the main Yahoo Finance page. So at least investing.com has something. Now, I question the volume total sometimes, but all you need to know is that something's moving pre-market. You need to then find out why. And then if you choose to put a position in pre-market, you can, or just be ready on the open. And if that passes the pre-market high or the previous day high, depending on the price action, make a decision. Hopefully it's a plan you already have in your battle plan and something that you've done before and you're confident doing. I am about to pass out, y'all. I'm just trying to give you as much as I can and see if this uploads to Profitly correctly this time. Thanks to Alan316 and Angel Trades for putting up with me on Profitly and giving me feedback once in a while. And a bunch of others. Actually, I should name them all too, but in time I will. So, thanks.